Take you to Cape Town tonight, where police are investigating yet another mass shooting in Khayelitsha after unknown gunmen killed 4 people at Madiba Supermarket in Site B last night. Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi is standing by live for us from the scene. Nasiphi, almost 24 hours later, are we any clearer on who committed these murders and why?
Well, at this present moment, we are not clear in regards to any arrests. We do understand that police are working around the clock to ensure that they bring those responsible for this mass shooting to book. We do understand that obviously this is not the first time we're in Khayelitsha reporting matters of mass shootings. This is probably the 4th one in Khayelitsha, having claimed over 20 lives. And just yesterday alone, Tembi, 4 people died at the supermarket behind me. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Inside this particular Madiba Supermarket, we do understand that at this moment, what we do know in regards to the people that succumbed to the injuries is that they are foreign nationals, or rather business owners. And just yesterday alone, Tembi, the Minister of Police, was in the Western Cape to hand over about 200 additional police officers and resources that have been deployed to the Western Cape from other parts of the country. And we do understand that they will be here for over 3 months. And Tembi, what I can also add is that the deployment of this additional resources will be in places like Khayelitsha, including Delft and other problematic or rather hotspot areas that do need that additional resourcing from police officers to quell the crime. But Tembi, if we could just go back in regards to mass shootings here in Khayelitsha specifically, it started, or rather going back to the 30th of September 2020. Up until now, the Western Cape government is estimating that 56 people, or rather over 50 people, have died due to due to mass shootings in Khayelitsha. And we haven't really seen much arrest, and this is why the MEC of Community Safety and Policing Oversight, Regan Allen, has said following this mass shooting that occurred yesterday that criminal intelligence, or crime intelligence rather, needs to be roped in to combat what we have, or rather what we woke up to the news to. And also on Sunday, I know this is a lot of information that I'm saying, but Sunday alone, the Deputy Minister of State Security, was also in Khayelitsha to speak to stakeholders in regards to how best to tackle crime and these mass shootings, and also to strengthen those relationships and revive the community structures in order to have that good relationship with SAPS to try and contain the violence that we have seen, and the violence that we've seen in Khayelitsha and in other townships. However, yet again we are in Khayelitsha reporting of a mass shooting where 4 men have lost their lives.
And Nasiphi, very quickly, this year alone 26 people have been murdered through gun violence in Khayelitsha. There have been these visits from the likes of Minister Khayelitsha, the Deputy Minister for State Security, in the presidency, Zizi Kodwa, whom you've just referenced. I wonder if people there think any of that makes a difference, because they get these visits, yet the bloodshed continues.
The bloodshed continues, and sometimes you find it's days or even hours after the visit from the Minister of Police, when he was here following a mass shooting and visited the community of Khayelitsha and Manenberg. In Manenberg, when he left for his second leg, about 2 hours prior his visit, we understand that somebody died in the streets of Manenberg, leading up to his visit. So a number of communities, as much as they are and somewhat hopeful that something will happen and that a spotlight is being shone onto their communities regarding the escalating crime, others are not so hopeful, saying that they come here and all they do is make promises and cannot live up to them. However, we do know that issues of policing resources and boots on the ground is something that a lot of community members are raising. And we are yet to see whether or not this additional deployment for SAPS with about 200 members to communities like Khayelitsha will yield to anything. But also something interesting that the Minister of Police touched on yesterday was CCTV cameras. And I'm not sure if we'll be able to show you, but it might just hold the key to this particular investigation. There is a CCTV camera less than 50 meters from where we're currently standing, Tembekile. But the question now is that, is the CCTV camera working in this particular moment? As we do understand, according to the Minister of Police, who was very angry that, with the budget allocation of CCTV cameras, he did say that Khayelitsha was not on the list, and that is something that needs to be looked into, taking into account the mass shootings that occur in Khayelitsha. And hours later, this is what we wake up to the following day, police confirming that 4 men have been gunned down in Site C. And Tembekile, as I mentioned to you, inside, the detectives are obviously continuing with the investigations, and right in front of us is also the police. We were warned that, we can't obviously be here as, crime is rife in communities like Site B and Site C, where we've seen mass shootings, but many of the mass shootings have been happening on the other side of Khayelitsha. And we have heard that a number of organizations on the ground saying that an additional police station might just be the solution to the crime in Khayelitsha.
Nasiphi, thank you very much for that reporting from Khayelitsha tonight, where, again, we're seeing a reaction to the murders of 4 people this time killed around this time last night.